Hello, greetings, everyone. How are you all? I am live from my little camp on the farm. How are we all? Who have we got here? Linda, hello. Brian Evans, One Love. Just JP, Alistair, Altriex, Ed, Sean Woods, hello. Odin's, Raven, Shell, is that how I say it? Shell Gresky, hello. Sage, hello. I saw Hippie Shake in there before. Oh, look at all these people. Thank you for being here. Hello, Pema. Hello, Raina. Raina Lusted. Ooh. All right. Yeah, it is a little bit chilly. It's weird here. So I've been up. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning here, and when you get up here at 6, it's really cold. But by like 7:30, 8 o'clock, it's actually you've got to change into shorts and a t-shirt. It's very interesting. Saint Germain, woohoo! We've got Saint Germain with us. Hello, North Carolina. Hello, Pat June, Organic Intelligence, Michael De Silvo, Antediluvian America. Hello, Diana Higgins. Hello, look at all these amazing people. All right, so this one, I just put a subtitle in: Pyramid Power. I had a chat yesterday with. And excuse my hair, I haven't had makeup and hair in yet. They're running late. Dr. Sam, now I can't pronounce his surname, but Dr. Sam, who's been studying the Bosnian pyramid, he's like the dude. He's the guy who discovered the pyramid, and he's been doing, research and archaeological work on it for 20 years. And I had a good chat with him yesterday, and so that will be up in the next few days. But he said some really interesting things about pyramids. Well, he's actually been studying pyramids for 40 years. He did his thesis on the Mexican pyramids, and he's just been everywhere. He's been to every pyramid site known. He's been to every pyramid in Egypt, and he's just spent 20 years on the Bosnian pyramid. And what he's done is he's got scientists involved, because most archaeological sites are just archaeologists, right? Just people digging around. But he's brought in all these scientists to do tests, and they've been testing, what kind of energy is there and waves and the water and stuff. And what they found is pretty amazing. So out the top of the Bosnian pyramid is a beam, an energy beam is shooting out the top of the Bosnian pyramid. And of course, this is probably all pyramids, but we're not allowed to study them, right? So this is the only one that people can really get in and study. And it's got this beam, 24 hertz, I think is what he said, going up into the sky, and it actually moves. It actually tracks the sun. It goes around in like a cone and tracks the sun. This beam of energy. The pyramid also gives off argon energy. It has water running through it, which it structures. So it structures water, and it's got healing benefits. When they get people actually go there for healing, and when you walk inside this pyramid, it cures all these ailments. So he was saying people with asthma go through these. And then animals that are underneath the pyramid, asthma people go in, they come out, they don't have asthma anymore. It balances blood sugar, it relieves, stress and tension, and people have cured, dis-ease with this. So pretty interesting stuff. And of course, we've been looking a bit lately with Luke into the pyramids, like the Nubian pyramids, which are the pointy, the more pointy ones, not the the Egyptian-esque pyramids. And of course, the Russians have just done, well, not just, but sort of 15 years ago or so, were building pyramids with different angles and testing all the energy that was coming out of it, basically the frequencies. And they were like, certain frequencies, which is all to do with the angles at the top of the pyramid. Some store food, so food won't go off. Others make plants grow faster. Others, give health benefits. So there's all this stuff, and it's all geometry, which is what we've been looking at with buildings, right? they're all geometry, sacred geometry. Excuse me. The star forts, obviously. So pretty interesting stuff. And he was also saying that all these pyramids seem to be linked up in like a circuit. So, all the different pyramid complexes around the world, like we know the Great Pyramid at Egypt, gosh, what's it called? In Egypt, it has pi encoded into it. And different pyramid sites around the world have different equations, like one's pi squared, one's phi. So it looks like they're different components of, what we've been talking about, right? A worldwide grid. And the interesting thing is he's theorizing that they're all shooting beams of energy up into the sky at the sun. So what is the sun? Now he comes from the perspective of, a planet. He hasn't looked into the other kind of stuff. But he was sort of talking about, he was still saying that the sun is intelligent, right? The sun's got energy, information coming out of it. And I just couldn't help but think, all these stories we get of people who came in, right, and brought technology. So he was saying that these beams, one of the functions, they're multifunctional, but one is communication. So it can send and receive information, and it's pointed at the sun, which is very interesting. We have all this, sun worship, right? The Son of God, even Lucifer is the sun. So all this sun stuff and information coming in, and then we have these stories of these people who came in with information. So I couldn't help but think, if this theory, and that's what it is at the moment, is true, then that means that at one point we may have been communicating with different realms, okay, wherever they be, but different realms, right? Different civilizations. And did that get hijacked? Did some nefarious beings, get into these communications and start sending us the wrong stuff and then get here? Because what's happened now is we've been cut off, right? That whole system, we're not allowed access to it anymore. It doesn't work, right? So, yeah, I could not help but think, is that what's happened? People, beings, whatever, these ones that aren't us have come in, and then they've disconnected us from the circuit. They've cut us off, put us in quarantine, right? To take over, right? To take control, to make themselves the gods, which is what's going on here. These nefarious people, they want to be the gods, but they're not gods. The way that they can become gods is to make their own fake, false realm, right? The overlay, and then be gods of that. So is that what's happened? I mean, I'm definitely going to get him back on and have a talk. I know that Bernie's probably going to be annoyed that he wasn't there, but yeah, we'll get him on to have some more talks. So yeah, what do you think about all that? I mean, it's starting to look a lot bigger, and this is happening all the time. Like, we're getting all this more and more and more information all the time. So is that how we got, invaded? That it was through some telecommunication system? Because of course we know, Elohim, right? The electricity. Because the other thing is we look a lot into free energy, right? Free energy. Now, free energy comes from the ether, right? And it's connected to the creator, right? Source. So that, we would think is good energy, right? Like that's, what we're supposed to be receiving. But of course, you can't be a god of that unless you're the creator. So what did they do? They cut us off from that and created a closed circuit, which they can then control. And then, of course, we have to pay for this electricity, right? The L. So it's starting to look like this false god is electricity. Or at least that's their way of getting in and taking control. So what do you think about that? What's everyone saying here in the chat? That's kind of what I wanted to get out. But like I said, this interview will be up in the next few days. The Doctor Who episode, The Wire, I have not seen that. Might have to check that out. Thank you, Shelley. Is it Shelley? A mass energy is elevated worldwide, and and this is the thing: is this what the awakening is, right? And all this stuff, the ascension and all this stuff we hear about, is that this system being turned back on again, so we again get access to the information. It's a very interesting theory. I hadn't really thought about it like this before until the chat yesterday. And he's a really great guy too, Dr. Sam, and definitely knows what's going on. So yeah, I see you. How you going? Who else we got here? Oh, hang on, that didn't work. Both my mice, my computer mice, I had two. They both died in the same day. So I'm on my laptop with this little, square mouse thing. Campbell is the top G with words. Do you want to know a word? One of the longest words in the English language is flauxy-no-hawksy-hilly-filification. And that is a real word. You can look it up. Flauxy-no-hawksy-hilly-filification. And it means the art of estimating that something is worthless. Good English word for you. There you go. Arabia, Europa. What does that mean? Big things are definitely happening. So, I mean, the awakening, right? It's called the awakening. When I had that conversation, I just can't help but think that this is a lot more, technological, I guess, because we get this story, right, that there was no technology at all until this century. And then, it's based around, they tell us Westinghouse, we of course know of Tesla and that, but all this stuff suddenly came in the late 1800s. And they tell us before that there was nothing at all, which is obviously a lie. But is this what's going on? We're just going to get connected again. And that's the awakening, right? That's the access to new information. That's the 5D, the high vibration, all this kind of stuff. What do you think? What's this? Stella Q, hello. Love Pyramid. Oh, Alan Parsons Praise. You got a song called Pyramid. I only know the eye in the sky. The eye in the sky. I am the eye in the sky looking at you. I can read your mind. That's an interesting song too, right? By Alan Parsons. Hello, Mish. I can't say that. Subi4. All right, Brian, how you going, mate? Who else we got here? Shelley. My grandmother used to tell me that there was a monster in the television. Oh, there is. This was back when I was around 3. I remember that when I saw the Doctor Who episode, The Wire. I'll have to check that out. I'm not a big Doctor Who fan. My boys were right into it for a few years there, so I did. It was Matt, the dark-haired guy, when he was the Doctor. So yeah, maybe we'll check that out. We are electromagnetic. Of course we are, which would make sense that, this is how you take over a place, right? If we are electromagnetic and that is essentially our connection to the Creator, well, how do you make yourself God? You take away that connection and build a false circuit, right? Electricity. Oh, thank you, Alistair, and welcome for being here. Look at this, Lorenzo's here. How you going, mate? I will get that editing done today. The cost of free energy. Yeah, the cost. Yeah, right. The cost of free energy. That's good. Oh, come on, mouse. Lorraine, how you going? Oh, yeah. You a big... You're a big knowledge. Hey, man. Some of my knowledge is actually useful too, apparently. I hope so. Oh, my gosh. Lots and lots of... Oh, my God. Sorry. There's a billion more comments here. Let me get to the bottom here. Sherry Ives, hello, welcome. How are you? Hope all is well. And of course, if you haven't heard, a big RIP for Bob from the Globebusters team, and Cammy and his Bob passed away late last week, and so sending thoughts to his partner Cammy and their boys. And sorry, that's the car beeping. Cheech McDuck, how you going? Thank you for being here. Happy Easter, everyone. For yesterday, okay, yeah, right. So everyone in other parts of the world, I guess it's still Easter Sunday. It's Monday here, but if it is Sunday where you are, happy Easter, whatever that means to you. I hope you're spending it with your family. Yes, can you hear the magpies? The Maggies are going off. Anyone from not Australia? That funny noise there. I woke up this morning to about 1,000 white cockatoo over my tent in a tree, so that was cool. And I mean, we've had a couple go, haven't we? Gosh, my mouse isn't working. Come on, mouse, work. Oh, there. Okay. How's my? Am I coming through okay? By the way, because I hope the internet is not cracking up on me. So let me know if I'm breaking up at all, because that's the next thing we need to sort out here is the internet and power and food and all of this kind of stuff. Watched a presentation yesterday on YouTube where this fellow was showing that pyramid. Yes, I watched that last night. That was Funny Old World, I think is the channel. But yeah, I watched that too. Rach, I think. Where he was talking about the pyramids being methane. I think they're called digesters. Basically, you put a whole lot of cow poo in there and you get they can extract methane and different things for that and then use those. And of course, Egypt used to be called Kemet, chemical, chemistry. So it's interesting that there's lots of these different theories, but I mean, I think the main thing is that, pyramids definitely 100% are not tombs, right? They're not tombs. I mean, that whole story is dumb, right? Oh, they're tombs, but only three, right? Three. Only 3 pharaohs in Egypt got those tombs. Everyone else went to the Valley of the Kings. I mean, it's dumb, right? They've never, ever found a mummy or any body in a tomb. And they basically go off these sarcophagi, which they're trying to tell us are coffins, these hewn rock boxes, right? And that's pretty much what they say. Even at the front of the Great Pyramid, they call it the Pyramid of Cheops. There is like a stela, like a what's called lithograph, like stone with words in it, and it says that is it it is Cheops or is it Khafre? Gosh, I can't remember. But anyway, the Great Pyramid. It says that the one they've named it after, that all he did was some repairs on it, and that's at the front of it. So people, it's a crazy story. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. I got off track. All right. My audio's fine. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know. I see. Oh, did I miss something? Oh, who became a member? Oh, sorry. Sage, new member. It was you. Welcome. Thank you very much. And of course, if you do want to join, you can now join this channel as a member. And now I've been so this week I'm going to get stuff sorted out, and I will be doing lives like Zooms and things for the members, and also anyone who like the Patreons and PayPal people, all you amazing, lovely people who support this channel. I want to start doing, hopefully a weekly, but definitely regular Zooms, lives where we can just chat and you can ask me questions and do all that kind of stuff. And of course, this weekend, oh my gosh, it's the 10th, 5 days, man. Live event in Lismore. I don't think I put the link in this, but go to tartariaaustralia.com if you need tickets. It will be awesome. Okay, now Audacity, hello. How are you? Michael De Silva, Old Scary World. Who's Old Scary World? Is that the channel you're talking about? I think it was it Old Scary World? I think maybe it is. Is that like the pyramid video? God, look at my hair, man. I've only just crawled out of bed, like, Wow, an hour and a half ago. Tombs were covered in painted hieroglyphs and prayers. The Great Pyramid has none of that. No pyramid has there's nothing really inside them once you get into the tunnels and that. There's no hieroglyphs. So if these were tombs, you would think that they would be covered in hieroglyphs, like stories to help the the pharaoh pass over or whatever they do. Do you think Tesla was reverse engineering found tech? So that's an interesting question, and that is a question I asked Dr. Sam, because Tesla grew up like within, I don't know how close, but within like 100 kilometers of this Bosnian pyramid, and it's a complex. There's, what did he say? 7, I think. 6 or 7 pyramids there, 3 big ones, and then some smaller ones. There's the Temple of the Sun, the Moon, and the Dragon, which is interesting. And Dr. Sam actually named the Pyramid of the Sun in Bosnia the Pyramid of the Sun before he found out that it was tracking the sun, which is interesting because we have pyramids of the sun everywhere. They're all called the Pyramid of the Sun and the Moon. And it's because it seems like it's because they're shooting out energy beams focused at either the sun or the moon. What is the dragon focused at? I don't know. But in Teotihuacan, they have the Pyramid of the Sun, the Moon, and Quetzalcoatl, who is a serpent, very dragon-like, right? So there's something going on here that we're going to have to investigate, and we all know about the pyramids and everything, but there's a lot of new information coming out. What's this? Bob Greener is so close to solving the pyramids. Is that the dude who was talking about because this is the thing. Okay, you can look at the pyramids being, digesters and methane, producers and all this kind of stuff. But Dr. Sam, whose name I can't pronounce, he's had like scientists all over the Bosnian pyramid for 20 years, and they're taking scientifically replicable data, and they're getting all this stuff. So if it is, it's definitely, if it is for methane, that's not all it's for, because if that's true, why is it shooting a 24 hertz power beam out of the apex? Why is it structuring the water that goes through it? Why are there healing properties to the energies once you get in the tunnels under the ground? There's so much going on with these things. And the problem that I see with, especially with mainstream, right, they want to say it's just for one thing. So it's just a tomb. And then now, I don't think anyone buys that anymore. And so now, saying it's just, it wasn't a tomb, so it's just this. That's not, I don't think, I think we're missing the point. I think these are part of a circuit. These are part of a worldwide grid, and they were doing multiple things. I mean, look at the size of a pyramid. Look at the work that would have to go into it. Look at the materials, the construction, I don't even know how they design these, right? They're all aligned perfectly north and south. They're all, got certain degrees, like the Great Pyramid at Giza has 8 sides. It's 8-sided. To design and build these things it's a mammoth task. It's more than we can do at the moment. So why would you put all those resources and everything into something that just does one thing? If it was just to get methane, it wouldn't need to be that big, would it? I mean, seriously, it'd be much easier to build 10 smaller ones than a massive pyramid, right? So that may be true, but there's definitely a lot more going on here. And yes, everyone, please give me a like. Hit the like button. Leave me a comment and share this out. Share this information out, because people. This is the information we need. People are questions. What's going on? Everything's dissolving, right? We know this. The system is collapsing. Our consciousness relapsing, and so people are asking. They want answers. People are like, what the hell is going on? What is this place? So share out all this, all my videos, all that kind of stuff. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, Raina, where are you? The Pyramid of Love is there too. Oh, in Bosnia? I think it is. He told me the names, and I can't remember them. Yeah, piezo. Okay, now piezoelectric. Exactly. We love on dead. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, we live. I know, love. We may. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, Ryan. It's just either way. We are definitely living on the shoulders of giants. Whether that's just us constructing on top of their construction, or actually on them. These are big questions. We of course don't have the answers to yet, but you know, who knows, right? Just remembered I had a coffee. I better drink it before it goes cold. I was so into the stream I forgot to hit the. All right, I'm glad you're into it. Now, what was I saying? Eight-sided star pyramid. Yeah, yeah. Well, the Giza pyramid from above has 8 sides. 0 point energy. Yes. Hello, Benny Riley. How you going? A couple of pyramids. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the Great Pyramid at Giza's got a massive hole. We're told that Napoleon blew that in with cannons. But there's definitely is it the Bent Pyramid? I think there's definitely one that's like half blown out. So the question is are these ones that are blown out? Because with pyramids, we are told, they love their story, right? Evolution. It started off we were monkeys and frogs or whatever. And so with their story, the oldest pyramids should be the worst, right? They build a little mud pyramid, then mud brick, and then they get up stone, and then 1,000 years later they're building these massive pyramids. But that's not what's gone on with dating and all this kind of stuff. The biggest and best pyramids were the first, and then it devolved down into mud brick, literally mud brick pyramids. So are all these ones that we find that are like the Bent Pyramid, they didn't even get it straight. Are they just people emulating, trying to rebuild these machines, but not quite knowing how to do it and having issues, right? Some of them blew up. Who knows? Oh, where are we? So love. Oh, greetings from the Netherlands. 37 Pintos. Oh, Sage, thank you very much. Bigfoot exists. Bigfoot. Hairy Mary. Interesting. Yeah. I would say there's definitely a lot of evidence that Bigfoot, what we call Bigfoot, something exists out there. And then you can get into the whole Hairy Mary, which is an interesting little side rabbit hole of Mary, mother of Jesus. There's all these depictions of her basically as a Bigfoot covered in hair. Interesting, right? Is that another clue, right? I don't know, because of course then we get into the whole, what are we? How did we get here? Genetic modification, because we are told we come from hominids, right? Apes and things like this, chimpanzees. But chimpanzees have 48 chromosomes, right? Is that right? 48, 23, 40, yeah, 48. So 24 pairs. We have 23 pairs, right? 46. How does that work? But we're supposed to be descendants, right? Evolved down from these hominids. We have a different amount of genes, and the very interesting thing is that science tells us that 2 of our genes are fused. They're fused together into one, which means, if that's true, we used to have 48, and now we have 46 because someone's come in and fused 2 of them together, right? Genetic engineering, right? Is this, did we come from another being, like whatever, right? A Bigfoot, a Hairy Mary, who knows, a chimpanzee? But we're not talking evolution here. We're talking, people coming in and messing with the genetics, basically. So there's just so many questions, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Yeah, so Rh negative, that's an interesting one. I actually don't know what my blood type is. I really should get it checked. Excuse me. But that's another one, right? Rh negative, rhesus, they tell us, right, the rhesus monkey. Most people are descended, they say, from a common ancestor called the rhesus. and so they are Rh positive. But then we have these people that are Rh negative. How does that work? Why do we have 4 different blood groups, blood types? We've got all these questions, and they just kind of go, oh yeah, no, like to the point where a mother, a woman, which is, please don't take this video down YouTube, but a woman is actually an adult human female. Women can have babies, and if there's 2 different blood types, the baby can literally, or 2 things, basically the mother's body will try and kill the baby because it thinks that it's a foreign, dis-ease trying to invade the body. Very interesting stuff going on, and these are all questions that, we know this stuff, but they just kind of glaze over it, right? They don't want to talk about it. It's just, oh yeah, just genetics, don't worry about it. No, you came from a retarded frog who had sex with a hamster or something like that, apparently. Pyramid connections everywhere. Okay, that's all coming. And all this information is coming out so quickly, and it's all, like Brian says, it's all related. It's like we're getting the unfolding of a story. And again, is that because these pyramids are turning back on? This grid system's turning back on. Is that the information, right? Because, excuse me, we have like the Akashic records, right? This field of intelligence around the world. And we also have our own auras or biofields, which now have been proven through Eileen McCusick. She's done a thesis on it. It's all presented, all gone through all the channels and everything. That we hold information in our auras and biofields. So, God is the creator, the all, the one, the everything, the intelligence is. So is this how we're letting God back into the world, letting the creator back in, because we're getting access to this energy field, which is the creator? Interesting, right? I think it's interesting. Reese PB cup. What does that mean? Reese PB cups. I have no idea what that means. What does that mean, Outriex? I am Karos. Hello. I can see you're in the chat somewhere. Welcome, Colin Goodard. RH negative, another one. Raina Lusted. See, I wonder, it'd be interesting too, wouldn't it? Like is the blood, like how most people don't see what's going on still, right? And most of us here have seen it for a long time. Is that to do with blood groups? Who knows, right? Genetic manipulation absolutely took place, and they use their DNA in the process. Well, that's what we hear, definitely. And then we also have this thing called sin. And, the Christian church loves to tell you that you're born with sin. So what is sin? Is it a sine wave? Ooh, who knows? Sin, if you look up, if you look through, through the Bible sin in relation to the interpretation of the Bible, basically means to mess with your genetics and your body is what it means. To defile the meat suit, to make changes, which makes sense, right? Because if they say we're created perfectly, and someone comes in and changes us, that would be the sin, right? So that's, sin is also related to genetics and stuff. When you really look into it, it's very interesting. Blood currency, ooh, blood banks, pure blood's here. I am Kairos, there you are. And of course, go and check out I am Kairos channel on YouTube. We're genetically constructed and programmed slaves with short lifespan. Well, I'm not a slave. I'm not a slave. I hear this, I know, and I get it. Look, you look around, this place is pretty crazy, kind of looks like a prison planet. But my perspective is we've been taken over. If this was constructed as a jail, right, prison planet, or what's Tartaria? What's all this stuff we're looking at? Where'd it come from? What's all the free energy? What's all this stuff that used to be here? Because when I look at it, I see kind of what we're told. If you look into the old stories, this place was created perfect. So are we. You know, like I said, we had this energy grid system with the pyramids that were, you know, as far as we can see, engaged with the sun and the moon and bringing information down and also sending it out, like telecommunications through pyramids. And that got cut off. So the prison is the overlay. It's like we're home and the burglars have broken in and taken over. We just got to get rid of the burglars, and then it's no longer a prison planet. And of course, this is all done. We have all accepted this. You know, we've all watched the telly, we've all bought the phones, we've all, you know, at some point we have accepted this as a bit. And the only way it changes is if we stop accepting it. So I don't believe we're on a prison planet as far as we're stuck and we can't do anything about it. I think we can most definitely, I mean, look, like I said, look around, all the pyramids, all the ancient sites, all the buildings, the domes, the free energy stuff. Now we're getting into electroculture. You know, I talked and I want to do a video on it about the greenhouses that are all metal framed. Matt from Cultivate Elevate, another good channel, go and check him out. I was talking about these metal towers like the Eiffel Tower, but basically being big antennas and drawing down etheric energy into the ground to make everything grow, right? And to change the frequencies to ones that help us, help the plants, help the land, help everything, right? That's exactly what we talk about with the buildings and the cathedrals. And that's now what Dr. Sam was telling me is happening in the pyramids. It's all the same thing. And so when you also look at this, it's like, you know, have we built up some of these systems because we, you know, back in the past they knew, and we're starting to learn again, that there are, you know, evil entities out there that are trying to come in. You know, they took away the bells, right? And we're told that the bells were to keep trolls away. Dogs, right? Dogs we use for protection, but dogs also, they know, right? Dogs know if people are evil. A dog will know. It just can sense it. And so what have we got now? You're not supposed to have a dog anymore. Like literally a lot of councils and areas, you can't have a real dog. You've got to buy one of these genetically altered dogs, right? These, you know, whatever they're called, like excuse me, pugs and not labradoodles, they're, you know, but all these funny little dogs, right? That they can't protect you, that can't sense evil. And so that's been taken away. The bells have been taken away. The choir's taken out. The organs taken out. So all these warning systems and also systems that kept the energy good have been dismantled, right? It's part of the system. So did the ancients know that we were getting attacked, and all this was in there to keep these people at bay? But then once they got in, they just dismantled it. And once it was dismantled, they can flood in. And look around. Look around. Look around, look around, look around. Politicians, right? I mean, we all see what's going on. These billionaires. You know, it's what I think it's around 3,000 billionaires own around, it's above 95% of all the resources. Well, they say they own. Do they really? Only if we agree with it. And this is another thing. You know, people are like, I didn't create this. I didn't create this. It's not my fault. It's a prison planet. Well, we are all agreeing right now en masse that these billionaires own the earth. How does that happen? You can't buy who'd they buy it off? God? Who do you buy the earth from? You can't do that. The earth is for everyone. So we're letting it happen, right? Right. So this is the thing. And of course, en masse, you know, but we need to take responsibility that we, you know, have let this happen. And until we do that, we can't change it, right? If we're just a victim, oh my God, it's not my fault, it's just other people, well, you're stuck. How are you going to change it? How are you going to change the world? How are you going to change your situation? You know, we have to realize that we're completely involved in this, right? And until we understand that we're the creators creating this, then we can't create something different, right? There we go. That's why I trespass. Oh, Anya, I think you should trespass. wonder what tress means. Pass? Don't know. Take nootropics to increase your brain power. Oh, what are nootropics? Nootropics? I'm taking, God, lots of stuff. Lion's mane, and I've got a few other stuff, bits and pieces in there. But this is the other thing, right? All this the stuff to do with, can I even say health? Don't cut my video, YouTube. That's all changing. The whole perspective on it, of course, because of the last 2 years, right? And it's like I say all the time, we have all the answers, guys. We've got all the answers already. We just need to start using them. I love it when my dog barks at nothing. Oh, is he barking at nothing or is he barking at something? Oh, haha. But yeah, this is the thing, right? Dogs know. Cats as well. Cats are pretty good. And of course, lots of cats in Egypt also, we're told. Not heard the church bells. Yeah, exactly right. Hello, Maria. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Where are the bells, right? Oranges and lemons. The bells of St. Clemens. Where are the bells? Hell's bells, right? That's what we got now. The hell's bells. American will be reincarnated as stray dogs and cattle. That's a bit rude. I mean, dogs are cool, man. Dogs are awesome. I did hear a video the other day where someone was saying that they thought the dogs were devils or something. I don't believe in that. I mean, everything's reversed, right? If everything's reversed and you reverse the word dog and you get God, well, might be telling us something. Sherry Ives, Earth for sale, $3.49, 20% off coupon, climate crisis, woohoo! All right, anyone want to buy a new Earth? Maybe it's the mic. Remember, what's it called? Douglas Adams. What's the first book called? Life, the Universe, and Everything. Restaurant at the End of the Universe. I can't even remember. 42 is what I was trying to say. The mice, bone of that world. Hello, Wade. How you going? Life is about balance. 50. Very nice. I agree. Balance, little grasshopper. I think it has to do with the splitting of the brain, the creation of Eve. Well, we do have two hemispheres to the brain. We're told that it's and this is see, this is another thing, right? We're told that this is a polarized reality as far as positive, negative, good, bad, blah 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 blah. But then we're also told through religions and the ancient texts and that we're all one. Everything's one. Well, how can everything be one if everything's polarized? So there's all these things that we sort of have lived our lives accepting, but they don't make sense. When you put them next to each other, they don't make sense. So, and what happened is, of course, we all had to live. We had to get jobs. We had to put a roof over. We only had the information that we were given to work with, but we can keep learning more. Dogs are awesome. I love dogs. I would love to get one, and maybe Kelly actually might be getting one, which will be good because I'm going to be traveling a bit. So, there's lots of traveling coming up. I'm going to be in far north Queensland at towards the end of the year. I've got some online stuff coming up, and keep your ears and eyes peeled because next year, around May and April, there may be something huge coming out that you can get involved in to do with pyramids and Bosnia, maybe. I'll leave it at that. If everything is reversed and the church is the devil and God is the Antichrist, well, not. It's but the thing is, it's the ones who created the religions who are inverting everything. So I would say, again, polarization, right? Good, bad, devil, God, right? That's polarization. I think the way is the middle path. Don't put something in charge of you, right? So when we think thoughts, when we judge, like religion, right? When we judge that something is good then that means that the opposite to that, the antithesis, is negative. And so what you've done is you've then put a thought in charge of you, right? You've charged it as good, bad, positive, negative, black, white, whatever, right? So if you say God is good, God is the way, that thought's in charge of you, right? So then when someone comes up and asks you a question about God that may, infer that maybe he's not that, then you can't think about that. All you can do is, because that thought's in charge of you, it will take over and go, you suck, you're an idiot, you're evil because you don't believe what I do. So I think it's the middle path that we need to take. It's the polarization, I think, is part of the scam. They want us to live in a world of judgment. What does it say in all the old books, all the old theosophy and philosophy books? It says don't judge, right? But we live in a world where they want you to judge everything as good or bad, right? And positive is a charge, negative is a charge. So when we put these thoughts as positive or negative, we put them in charge. We give them charge, and they're now in charge of our thought process. So there you go, little ranties. I hope you can hear the birds. That was the magpies. They're still going off. Outback Catahoulas is a great breeder. What's that? Catahoula. What do they breed? Cats? Dogs? Don't know. Mirror and invert. Yeah, mirror, mirror on the wall. Doesn't exist. Never did, apparently, right? It's another one, right? The Mandela effect. Woohoo. But yeah, mirror and invert. And it's interesting, right? Did you know that you've never seen yourself? Like, you've never seen yourself. Other people have seen you. But when we look at photos, it's reversed. When you look in a mirror, it's reversed. So we only ever get to see the reverse of our face, of ourselves, which is interesting. I mean, and we know that faces aren't symmetrical. So basically we look different to ourselves and we look to everyone else. Pretty interesting, right? Middle path, yes, I agree. Middle path, where your mind is, there also is your treasure. Very nice. Oh yes, go and check out t-shirts, all that kind of stuff. Acids, great. Shrooms are godly. Oh, shrooms, yeah, man. So Terence McKenna talked about mushrooms as being, because obviously, magic mushrooms, you take them and you go on a trip. It's called a trip, right? A vacation. You go somewhere, right? And most of the time, well, a lot of the time people go to these other realms and they encounter beings and they get information from them, right? Kind of like the pyramids I was talking about with the energy, right? Shooting up, being communication. So Terence was, putting forth the idea that maybe mushrooms were from other races, or other realms, other people that were trying to contact us. And when we eat those mushrooms, we go to their realm and can talk to them. Because, as we all know, this is not a physical reality. It looks and feels physical, but it's not. Everything's energy, right? Like, that's another thing is we've never touched anything. Like, you've never touched anything. How's that? Like, literally, everything's this electromagnetic. So when you think you're feeling something, it's the magnetic resistance that you're feeling is pushing back. Interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. Centered. Yeah, man. California. Oh, you're in California? California. Good luck, Alistair. I hope it's all going well. But then again, Salty Cracker's in California, so if you get in trouble, go find him. We are the charge. What have you written there? Ah-hee-ha. W-R. I'm looking at capital letters to see if they've given me a message. But yeah, we are the charge. Yeah, put yourself in charge. Don't charge. Don't judge. Don't judge. Don't judge things as finite. Judge people. Judge people, right? Like, clearly, if someone's an a-hole, judge them as that and don't be around them. If people are negative and bringing you down, judge them as that and don't be around them. If someone's running at you with a baseball bat saying, I'm going to hit you in the head, judge them as a threat and get out of there, or take, offensive action. But this is the thing, as far as circumstance, like judging something that happens to us as good or bad, we know that with time, these judgments are often very, very wrong, right? And of course, if we judge something, then we put ourselves in a place where we can't unjudge, right? We miss the message. Come to America. Woohoo! I might be. I'll have to see what goes on with that. I'd love to. I would love to get to America and say hello to everyone. And there may be something in the works there. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's all obviously got to be, it's got to be paid for and costed and all this kind of stuff. It's not that cheap to get me to America, but there's definitely stuff in the works. That's all I'll say. I don't want to announce anything yet because nothing's final, but as we get towards the end of this year and into next year, there could be a few international things happening. And before then, of course, there's going to be lots of Australia stuff happening. Like I said, I've got a few online things as well coming up that obviously everyone will be able to get access to. So it's an interesting time, right? God is all good and evil. Yes. So Dale Holmes, if you don't know who Dale is, go and check him out. I think it's called Dale Holmes 2 is the name of his channel, I think. So I met him the other day. He was here on Friday. What's today? Monday. He was here like a few days ago. So I met Dale. He's awesome, of course. And he was talking about the pyramid, right? That we all see the pyramid, 2 dots on the bottom, 1 on the top. So if you look at, and he was from the perspective of, the Archon, El, the false god up the top, has created this realm. And it's created the polarities, right? And we're seeing this at the moment, right? The polarities. This is good, this is bad. If you believe this is good, then this is bad, and reversed. Keeps you polarized. And the thing is, the Archon, if you want to call it that, doesn't care if you've gone left or right. If you go to the dark side and you worship Lucifer, well, it gets that loosh off you. If you go to the light side and you worship something outside of you, like the Lord, where's this energy going? Again, that could be just energy to the Archon. So it doesn't care what side you take. It wins if you choose a side. If you get above that and understand that all is one, and it's really just, it's like I say a lot, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. We make things good or bad by judging them. And I don't know where I was going with that, but hopefully that made sense. All right, Stevie Wonder song. Which one? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Looks cold. Yeah, it's starting to warm up. Do you want to have a look? Oh, woohoo! There you go. That's what I wake up to. 150 acres. Oops. 150 acres of nature, and of course, lots and lots of work to do. So it was freezing when I woke up, and I'm actually getting hot and need to take my jacket off. And in about half an hour, I'll be in shorts, no doubt. But yeah, it definitely gets cold. There's quite a bit of water around me. There's like a pond right there. Well, a little dam thing. I speak like a Catholic. Really? You think I speak like a Catholic? So you think Catholic, that the dark side is the same as the light side? Interesting. I don't think I speak like a Catholic, but I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Like, I mean, Catholic, Christian, I mean, all these denominations within Christianity, but someone actually sent me an email and asked me, are you a Christian? What are your beliefs? Look, I don't belong and never have belonged or believed in any formal religions, because formal religions are made by men. They're made by men. Right? God is an energy. He does not have hands. He can't write books. Right? They tell us the Bible, the first books, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, written 30 years around after Jesus died. 30 years. Have you forgotten anything in the last 30 years? So this is all secondhand information. So I'm losing my train of thought. But yeah, the thing is, I don't believe it. Yeah, men morally control us as far as I see it. That's just it to me. You don't need someone to interpret a book for you or to give you their views to find a connection with the creator. Right? And yes, I 100% believe in whatever you want to call it, the creator, God. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I was saying. But as far as Christianity, I wouldn't call myself a Christian at all because I don't go to church. I don't follow any of that stuff. I've read bits of the Bible and extra canon books, find them interesting, but to me, they're not religious. They're not written by God because God has no hands, clearly. But do I live a life like Christ? Of course. I mean, those teachings, be good. Don't judge, unless it's people. Don't judge circumstance. So I've changed that one. But yeah, do I try and live my life like a good person, like Christ? Like this story that we get of Christ. Of course. So yeah, if you want to call me a Christian or a Catholic, cool. But yeah, this is the thing. It's more important. And this is why I'm not religious, because most people in religions, they go around and they say all this stuff, but they don't do it. They don't live like Christ. They don't actually take those teachings to heart and try and live that in the world. They don't. They think that if they turn up to church and listen to the man in the dress, they'll be saved and go to heaven. I don't believe that. I believe it's what we do here. It's the actions we take, right? So all this churchy and reading and getting together, and that's great if it's good frequencies and you're getting information, as long as you're allowed to ask questions. And this is the thing about religion, you're not allowed to ask questions. Right? As soon as you ask the wrong question, they're going to kick you out. They don't want you anymore, right? So try and be like Christ. Don't join an organization to be like Christ. Actually try and live it. Be nice. Spread love, all these things that Jesus, that the story of Jesus is about, right? Trying to help people, trying to heal people, turn the other cheek. I think that's from the old Bible. I wouldn't, be careful with that one. But I agree. But this is the thing. It's about what we do. It's not about the building we sit in or the book we listen to or the man in the dress who told us something. That's the program, man. That is polarization. I'm going on tangents again. Lauren, my name does mean a laurel tree. Well, there you go. Have you got a laurel crown? Jamie, hello. Thank you for being here. Stuart, we are the only animal that is programmed to teach. So teach, don't criticize. Yeah, and teach without judgment, And the thing is with teaching's just about giving information. People can do with that information whatever they want because they have choice, just like you do. All right, so you can give someone information, but can you make them believe it? No. Do you have the right to? No, of course not. No, you don't. Sayonara, hello, welcome, good to see you. Turning the other cheek was actually a challenge to be treated as an equal. Oh, well, there you go. Well, that makes more sense because, and this is the thing, right? They kind of teach it. And again, I'm not a Christian, so this is just what, from my experience, is, you should just let it go. If someone's an asshole to you, just let it go. No, don't just let it go. Tell that person they're an asshole and don't spend any more time with them. We have to we have to do this, right? Be authentic. We have to speak our truth. Or if you're not speaking your truth, who are you? How will people know who you are? Right? What's happened to Mandy? I don't know. Aries season is the arise season. Nice. Be kind to them. They are not to live and not judge. Be kind. Oh, tell them they're not to live and not judge. Yeah, well, tell, yeah. Just be kind. Everyone has their own perspective, and their perspective is correct for them at this point. Right? You don't know what anyone else has been through. So you don't have the right to tell them to change their perspective. Oh, thank you very much. Nether Wormington, thank you. And thank you for being here. And thank you, 271 of you watching live at the moment. Please give me a like, share this out, leave a comment down below. And let me know what you think. This all helps with the algorithms of the PooTube, of course. Yeah. And just if you don't have to explain anything to anyone. If someone's out of you or whatever, you can just leave. And I've done this on numerous occasions. I will literally walk away while someone's talking to me. If they're just like hammering crap that is, to me, BS, and I don't want it, and I try and, let them know, and I will literally turn and walk away. I've done it many times. And that's your choice. Don't stay there and let someone berate you and put all their negative energy into you. It might be right for them at the time, but it's not right for you. And this is what people in the whole are not understanding. They're not understanding that everyone's different. Right? Everyone has their own experiences. Everyone is here for a different reason. Everyone's at a different rung on the ladder. So you cannot, even no matter how much you try, no one will ever see what you're seeing. They'll never be at that level at that time that you're at. So you can't. And the other thing is, none of us like being told what to do. So there's your biggest clue. Don't tell anyone else what to do, right? Fookwook, how you going? Yeah, hopefully. Oh, thank you. Hopefully that's a good thing. Hey, pants on the ground, how you going? Yeah, man, good. The farm is going well. We're spending the next few days getting the events sorted, just finishing that off. But then, yeah, man, we got chooks, we got pigs, there's a horse here. We're looking into getting sheep, maybe some goats. We're about to start a market garden. We've already got some gardens and herb gardens and some trees. We're going to start an orchard. And this is the next thing, right? We need to rely on ourselves now, not the system. We need food security, water security, all this kind of stuff. I mean, look what's happened, right? With all the supply chain issues, right? People are so reliant, and again, this is our fault. We did it. Everyone got reliant on the supermarket and stopped growing veggies in their backyard, right? So now what happens if you want a veggie? You can't go to the backyard. And what happens if you go to the supermarket and there's supply chain issues and there's no food there? What are you going to do? Kind of stuffed, right? So this is the thing. We need to look after ourselves. We need to take responsibility for everything, for food, for abundance. But food's easy, man. Check out my video. What was it called? Frequency farming. Again, with Cultivate Elevate. Matt from Cultivate Elevate. And we had Bernie in there. And who else was there? Harold, was it? But we have, again, this is all the stuff, right? We have all the ants. Copper antennas in your garden will grow your plants faster, make them more heat and cold resistant. They'll need less water. They won't need fertilizer, and you'll get a bigger yield just by putting copper around. So it's easy. Yes. Where to start? There, that one. Start a farm. Yes. Oh, thank you, Lorenzo. Am I supposed to be speaking? I hope I wasn't supposed to be speaking with you this morning, was I? Lorenzo? Oh, my God. My schedule is just, I'm going to sort it out this week. Oh, thank you very much, Mandy. Yeah, definitely check out. I'm going to be doing more on it. Oh, thank you. There is Cultivate Elevate. Yeah. Start growing your stuff. Check out all that, and we're going to be doing experiments. Like we're going to be, showing what's going on with the antennas and sprouting seeds and all this kind of stuff. So I'm back. Okay, pharmacy, and I saw Louise. I said tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow. Good. My schedule's just crazy at the moment. I have no idea what's going on. I will talk to you tomorrow then, Lorenzo. Awesome. Copper in my garden everywhere. Awesome. Pamela, let us know. Yeah, like I said, take photos. Let us know what's going on. Feel free to send it in, to my email. We can put it up because we're going to be doing more shows on this with, Cultivate Elevate and someone Autodidactic Alchemist. But I'm also going to get Matt on and have a one-on-one with him because he's had, he's had a journey. Like we all end up where we are for a reason. So he's actually gone through a lot of this health stuff, and he's got a good story which I want to as well. Cat. I grew for 15 years in Bellevue. Are you in? See all these WA people. Now I'm on the other side of the country, but I didn't know about copper. Yeah. Oh, you're in Florida now. Really? You went from Bellevue, WA to Florida? Yeah, man. Try it. Get in there. Oranges, right? Oranges, apparently, in Florida. Of course, another good channel, Old World Florida with the doctor. Yeah, man. I mean, the gardening, the earth is healing, right? It's grounding. When you garden, copper tools. Copper tools is a big one. We use like metal shovels. And what that does, we know that there's positive, negative, right? It's it's an electromagnetic field. So metal creates a resistant field. So that's why it's hard to get metal shovels into the ground, right? We've seen people jumping on shovels like that. Copper doesn't have that resistance, so they're easier to use and dig with, and they also add energy to the soil. So that's another thing you can do is get actual copper gardening tools, and bare feet. Bare your feet, because what's on the bottom of our feet? Our soul and our heel. You want to heal the soul? Take your shoes off. And how long have I been going? An hour. All right, so I'll go through a few more comments and then we'll stop this because I've got to go do some work, man. I'm being worked hard. All right. Yep, no metal. No metal. Oh my gosh, I really need a new mouse. I'll have to go get one today. What was this? Dr. Earth Fertilizer has the bacteria and mycelium. Mycelium is very good. Yep. And this is, real fertilizer. I guess it is fertilizer. When we say fertilizer, I tend to think of chemical. Don't use the chemical stuff that will literally burn your soil. But yeah, make your own stuff, and yeah, that's what we need: live fertilizer with bacteria and mycelium, etc. in it. Planting on a full moon, yes, that's something. Sun, planting on a full moon. Yeah, that's Matt again from Cultivate Elevate actually put out a video last week on that, and that's something I'm going to look into too. Planting with moon cycles, growing with cycles, all that kind of stuff. Hug a tree, yeah, man, hug a tree. I actually watched the second half of the Lord of the Rings, the second one. I think it's the Two Towers with the trees. The trees. Time to plant garlic. All right, garlic. Where's that, Angelo? Is that Australia, like outer ring or inner ring? Grew up in my grandfather's garden, ate from it. Now 46, never been sick. Awesome, Mandy. And this is the thing, right? Most of our grandparents had their own veggie patch, had their own herb patch. They had food. They had a more abundance than we do. They had food to share. And also, if you're going to grow food, especially if you're going to grow a bit, find out who's around you that's growing stuff and grow different things, right? You don't want everyone in the community growing tomatoes. You'll end up living on pasture and Bloody Marys. So this is what we can do, right? Abundance is everywhere. We've just got to get into that frequency, and it's not that hard, guys. It's just making a few changes. I mean, lawns, man, lawns in Australia. The back lawn. I used to have a lawn mowing business, and it used to just annoy the crap out of me. Everyone's got this land, right? Most people have backyards, even they're getting smaller, but most people have some land, and it's covered in lawn, and you have to spend your time cutting it and watering it, and you get nothing from it. Plant a garden. Rip up your lawn, plant a garden. That's my advice. Yeah, I agree. Having a lawn is such a waste. Hello, scraggly old tramp. Thank you for being here. Italy, hello. Saviero, Lucarelli. I used to have a Mr. Lucarelli in school. Very interesting. There you go. He was my Year 10 science teacher. Saviero. He's not related, is he? He was pretty cool, actually. We have a garden swap club. Oh, nice. There you go. I was actually at the markets yesterday. Kelly's taken over running the markets for the town near us, so that kind of means by default I am. And yeah, what we're doing is having like a community table, vegetable table. So if people are growing stuff but they don't have enough for a stall, they can bring in whatever, right? 10 plants and put it on a table where everyone can have their, or a store where everyone can have their stuff. So that's another thing. You can have like community stalls so that people with smaller amounts can still get in and sell their wares. Of course, trading is probably better. It's everywhere. Yeah. Abundance is everywhere. It's all up to us. It's all up to us. We've just got to get in there. They've created a me diet of lack to sell you. Indeed, right? Exactly. Take away the copper coils. Take away the information. Now everyone needs to buy chemical fertilizers, water. Like water. What's it called? Like wetter soil, all this kind of stuff. No, it's all crap. That's just to make them money. There we go. Angela Baby Carson, thank you for being here. Ferment nutrients, rotten table. Yeah. Oh, and barrels of water. Oh, okay. Cool. And then pour the water on. But I mean, fermenting is another thing that it's kind of been taken from us, right? And all of these ways of preserving food, that's the next thing. Once you're growing food, then we need to learn how to preserve it, right? We need to know how to can, how to make ferments like kimchi and sauerkraut, which are actually very, very good for our guts. But that fermenting is another big thing. But yeah, we need to know how to store this food, right? And thank you very much, Skeptic936, for your support. Thank you very much. I do really appreciate it. Dandelion tea. Sorry, there's lots of comments. I'll try to catch them. Someone just said dandelion tea. There's a channel on YouTube called Eat the Weeds. And they basically show that all these weeds, what we call weeds and are told that we should poison and kill, they're actually the most beneficial plants as far as our health that are in our gardens and growing around us. So, it's things like thistle and all these things are actually really good for us. So check it out. Eat the weeds, right? Eat the weeds. Green tea. How frustrating. Green tea's all right, I guess. What's everyone going on about green tea for? What did I miss? Loads have benefits. Check out. Is that another weed? Cleaver. Okay. Yeah, check out the weeds, man. And this is the thing. Then learn how to turn them into tinctures. Learn how to make your own teas, right? Grow your own herbs, make teas, make soaps and body wash, all this kind of stuff we can do. Mason jars, so expensive. You need a lot of them. Yeah, well, you can actually, there's a lot of secondhand mason jars you can find. And what about just jars? I mean, how many things do we buy that come in glass jars and then we throw the glass jars out? A mason jar is good, but all you really need is a jar with a seal. I used to collect, like we have coffee like Moccona, and it comes in these awesome, big glass jars, and most people get them and throw them in the bin. But these are useful things, and this is what our grandparents did. They reused. I mean, I remember we used to get Vegemite, which is Australia. It's like a spread, right? You've probably all heard of it. And other stuff too. I'm sure Jammer that did it, but literally it came in like a little glass cup, a cup. And when you were finished, you washed it out and you had a glass cup. This, and now everything's plastic, right? It has to be thrown away. So this is what we need to get back to, reusing everything. Sticky weeds, I'm sure. Oh, there you go. That changed. I collect glass jars. I often, yeah, exactly. Good point. When you're choosing a product, this is again how we take our back. Choose things that for one don't have as much packaging, but if you can get something in a glass jar, get it, even if it costs you an extra $1 or $2, because then you don't have to go and buy a glass jar, right? It's free. But all this plastic, completely useless. It's just rubbish that we need to deal with once we've used the contents. Glass we can use and reuse and reuse. So these are the decisions that really can change the world. And they're small. They're easy. We've just got to do them. I'm not telling you what to do. If you choose to, you can do it. Weeds in general are superfoods. And that's, of course, this is the inversion. That's why they tell us they're weeds, right? They're weeds. What does weed even mean? I wonder where that came from. Oi, Dave. How you doing, mate? Hey. Thank you for chiming in. We're just talking about pyramids and stuff. RIP to Bob, of course. But thanks for being here, Dave. We'll have to... Oh, Benjamin Balderson. Oh, my God. Everyone's here. Look at this. Ben, how you going? Stuff Beagle. Oh, my gosh. All right. Got all the big names here today. And yeah, Dave and Ben and even Biggs. I was actually thinking about you last night too, Biggs. I'll have to have some chats in the near future, hey? Definitely want to chat with you all again. Vegemite sandwiches. Woohoo! Vegemite, man. Vegemite. Better than what do they have in England? Promite, is it? Promite. And of course, go and check out DITRH Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole channel, which is of course Dave Weiss, Flat Earth Dave. Yeah, check that out. Some of the interviews he has are great. And how you do it, Dave, I don't know, man. How you put up with some of these people, you do it so well. I'd probably lose my mind. All right, A from Brisbane, thank you for being here. Construction Management, hello. Marmite, yes, that's the one. Sayonara. Oh, illustrious, yes. Welcome, illustrious ones. Okay, so another few minutes. When I say a few minutes, like 20 minutes ago. Garlic Society seemed to keep the deer away from my flowers, plus oil, regular kitchen herbs. Typically, your green thumb, well, I think you need to get some dye out. Dip your thumbs in it there, Stephanie. Go back out to the garden. Flat Earth Dave is a legend. Yes, he is. He is. Neil Shannon, thank you. Lots of love to you and everyone else, of course. Incredible. Look at this. So, yeah, there we go. So I'm going to wrap it up now because I do need to go and get some work done. So thanks for being here, guys. Love you all. Really appreciate all your support. Everyone who does support the channel, like I said, I'm going to be setting it up. I'll let you all know so that we can have some lives, and we're going to have a bit of a discussion. And that'll be for everyone who's in Patreon, PayPal, channel members, all these different things. I wish it was just all in my when I was on this. But I appreciate you all. And guys, the power's in you. Like I said before, small changes. Go and plant some seeds. When you go shopping, look for glass containers. Look for less rubbish. Look for better products. Start sharing your knowledge. Build some copper antennas, right? Let's just do this because it's not that hard. We just have to start doing what's good for us, and that's it. All this other stuff going on, all the news, all the crap, it's all propaganda, right? Everyone's been saying, fake news, don't watch the telly. And then everyone goes and shares the telly all over YouTube. Don't pay attention to it, guys. If it's not empowering you, if it's not making your life and your loved ones' lives better, Why are you giving it your time and attention and your focus? Right, that's the wrong direction. Work out what's best for you, right? What's best for your family going forward? What's going to give you food security, water security, home security. Get your, this is the thing, because when we don't need to rely on the system has no power, and that's how we get rid of it, right? Personal responsibility. So there you go, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Like I said, there will be Dr. Sam, the Bosnian Pyramid Man. That video will be going up in a few days. Are we live tomorrow, Lorenzo? I don't know. There'll be a new now. There'll be a video with me and Lorenzo going up today or tomorrow. We'll get that done. And yeah, I will be back in front of you on a screen, no doubt, in the near future. So stay awesome, and I'll talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.
It's time to kick it old school.